Hi everyone, it's Chris. Welcome back to my parlour, and today I would like to introduce you to Marguerite. Marguerite is a new little doll that I have in my home. My daughter bought her for me on last week for my birthday, which is in August, but she was there on sale and I could not afford her at that particular time, so my daughter said, I'll give it to you for your birthday, and I said, oh, thank you so much. So she has joined the family, and if what we were told is to be believed, she could be haunted, but I don't know. um, I haven't had much luck with haunted dolls. I've bought so-called haunted dolls, and they haven't been anything but just ordinary little dolls. So the hype about buying haunted dolls isn't really all that's cracked up to be. So when I found her, I just thought she was just beautiful. She is a plastic doll, some sort of plastic. She's not a rubber doll. She's not a celluloid doll or other kind of pedigree doll. She's supposed to be a pedigree doll because she came in a pedigree box, which I've kept because it's really old. But she hasn't got any markings on her for pedigree. In fact, she hasn't any markings at all. So she's an unbranded doll, but she is rather cute. Her name is Marguerite, and she's on the swing. Poor little Sebastian's back up on the shelf. Sorry, Sebastian. Yeah, she's just really, really adorable. So I'll show you her. She has very scary eyes. So if you wanted to, she's got some sort of talker inside as well. But have a look at her eyes. She follows you with her eyes because she's a flirty doll, and she has flirty eyes. I fixed up her hair a little bit because it was really quite a rat's nest, but it doesn't look too bad. And yeah, she's rather cute. And she's looking at us now. She's following her eyes. What's going on here? So she is rather cute. She got little red boots. Cute little cherub face with little rosy cheeks. She's from the 50s, I would believe, but we found her on Saturday. My daughter and I went to a pop-up second-hand op shop market at the port in the Port Adelaide, but I had to leave because I got so overwhelmed there. It was just so many people, hundreds of people there, and only a very small mall, because it was in the Hart Mill, which is a really old building in Port Adelaide from the when everything was being imported. I'll look it up a bit for you, add a bit of information about it. But it was in the port market there, and I just got overwhelmed, so we left. I'd been there about 10 minutes. It was so busy. It was so busy. And we thought we'd go and look at the other op shops that are in Port Adelaide, and they were open. And we went into the AWL, which is the Animal Welfare League, and this is where we found Marguerite. And if the story is to be believed, when she first arrived, they put her on a shelf for sale, and she fell off. So they put her back up. She fell off, and they got a bit sick and tired of her falling off the shelf, so they put her on the front counter, and she was quite happy there apparently, and I don't know that it was just for a marketing ploy or not, or whether she is actually haunted, but I've had bad luck with haunted dolls, so you know, you take that with a grain of salt. But she is rather cute. She sits there on my table. Snowflake doesn't seem to mind her at all. He just seems to tolerate her, so I don't really think she's haunted. It's just that she's a really cute doll. And yeah, so are you curious? Do you want to know what's happening? Do you want an answer for anything that's happening in your life at the moment? Yes? Well, it's Friday the 13th today, the last one until next year. So, Friday the 13th, and my curious cats, what would your answer be if you were to ask a question and have them answer? So, let's have a look and see what they have to say. One or two, I've only got two black cats. And then I'm going to give you an answer. And then also too, thank you, Karen. She sent me a post in Pinterest about a little reading that I'm going to do for you as well. So part of the same reading. And also too, when I was turning over my number paper, look what I found. Hope. Ah, beautiful. Hope. So, one or two, ask a question, and then we'll go through this deck here as well. We're using the death card. Don't be scared of the death card. It just means change. It means something is about to, one phase is going to end and another begin. And they can't begin before the other phase ends. So that's what the death card means. And I will never, ever, ever, ever use it for anything other than that. So, one or two, thinking of a question, you'll get an answer, and then you'll get what needs to be left behind and what you need to focus on. So let's start the reading, shall we? And we'll go from there. So one or two, you choose. Number one, if you chose this little cat, it's a beautiful little cat, isn't he? Absolutely gorgeous. It's a salt and pepper cat, but again, vintage from about the 50s or something else like that. Absolutely gorgeous. So think of your question. I'm sure you already have. Let's find out your answer. Finding out your answer. Trying to shuffle these as well as balance myself. So let's have a look and see an answer for number one. Oh, there it is. I don't know. You've received the Joker. That was the first card that came up. And it says, it's a question mark, we don't know. But also behind it, it's just stuck together, as it should be. How does that answer your question? As it should be. But I don't quite know the outcome. I don't quite know how it's going to progress for you. It's all up in the air. Very interesting, but I love it. I really love it because everything is possible when the Joker comes up. And it is as it should be. So how does that answer your question? Okay, now we're going to go through this deck here as well. I'm going to shuffle them, then find the death card. And then I'm going to shuffle behind because it's so much easier. Thank you. But when I'm ready, I'll show you what I mean. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Find the death card. I'm going to have to turn it up this way. Find the death card. it's a long way down. There it is. So the one before it and the one after it. So these are the cards that came up. So we're facing this way. So this one's behind and this one's forward. So this one's behind, this one's forward. That's because of the way the deck was facing. So behind the death card is the Nine of Swords, and in front of is the Knight of Swords. So what you need to leave behind, stop ruminating over an issue. Stop ruminating over it. Stop trying to change what is inevitable, or trying to think what would have happened if I had done this or that. So the woulda, coulda, shouldas have to go out the window. You have to leave behind the woulda, coulda, shouldas and the what ifs and the what would happen if, because change is going to be coming. It says so. I don't know how it's going to come, but it is as it should be. So it is asking you to leave behind all the doubts and all the worries and all the concerns and just let it be. Let it be what it needs to be. And that's what's happening here. And what do you need to do? Once you've decided to let go, things happen, and then you can move forward and you can start thinking about and planning for the future. But you can't at the moment because you're thinking about everything else, and what is really important is stuck in there, can't be heard because everything else is crowding around it, and you're trying to think your way out of it or trying to think your way into it. All the ideas are just going around and around in a circle. So to move forward, you need to let go of all the baggage and all the rubbish stuff and just have a clear mind and think about where you're headed and why you're headed there. Not what happens when you get there or anything else, or the woulda, coulda, shouldas, what you need to take along with you. That's not important at the moment. What is important is a clear mind of where you want to be, and it's going to be as it should be. How it's going to happen, we don't know. And you don't know either, do you? Because you've so many things that's crowding in on your mind. So it's time for you to understand that it is as it should be, and it will take care of itself virtually if you let it go and allow it to be what it is. Does that make sense for you, number one? I hope so. So thank you. That was very interesting, wasn't it? I'm going to pop these back into the deck and ready for number two. So thank you. Hi, number two. I'm going to do your reading now and see what's going to be happening. What was that? 13, what's up, 10? I think so, 13, 10, something like that. Oh, so you chose number two, this little cat. Not too sure who he represents, but he's been around for a bit and is very cute. Very cute, very curious little cat. And here's your cat today for Friday the 13th. So let's have a look and see what is going to be happening for you. Think of your question. I'm sure you already know what the question is. I'm going to shuffle the cards for you, and then we're going to find the answer. So think about what you want. I'm going to shuffle the cards for you. Go 3 different kinds of ways, I'm thinking. That's why I was just counting then, 1, 2, or 3. There seems to be 3 distinct paths before you, ahead of you. 1 is right. 1 is right. 1 is going to take you on a detour you don't need to be on. Another is a learning curve for you. It's going to take you out of your way, but it'll still get you where you want it to be. So, which path do you take? That's what's coming through for me. I don't know whether it's accurate for you, but it just seems to be that way at the moment. So let's have a look at your answer. look elsewhere. So it's definitely those paths. So look elsewhere. Look elsewhere. Well, let's also have a look at the other deck. This is going to tell you, I'm going to use the Death card, but don't be scared of the Death card. It's just for change. It's what needs to be left behind before something else begins. It's not a scary card, really, though it's given a bad reputation, and it's a reputation it doesn't deserve. So I'm going to shuffle the deck. The card behind the Death card is what you need to leave behind, and the one in front of the Death card is what you need to pursue or focus on. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle this deck. I'll shuffle behind. Thank you for allowing that, because there's so much more room for me. So, number 2, please. I'm going to find the Death card. My goodness, it's right at the bottom. Okay. That was in front of. That was behind. Look elsewhere. So, as we look at the cut deck, as you look at the deck, this is in front and this is behind. So this is behind, Judgment is behind, the Four of Swords is in front. So looking elsewhere, your 3 paths, you're definitely being called to follow through with something that's on your mind. Whatever you're thinking about at the moment, you're sort of destined to follow through with it. It's not saying you can leave it behind, because you really can't. It's being called for you. What you need to leave behind, though, I think, with judgment and with the Four of Swords coming in front of the Death card, I'm sensing that you know you're being called for it. So it's inevitable. But I think with looking elsewhere, those 3 paths, whichever one you've chosen at the moment is possibly the incorrect one, not the wrong one. There's never a wrong path to take. One will take you on a journey you probably don't really want to be on. One will lead you straight there. One will take you on a detour where you'll learn something and eventually get back where you need to be. So there's no really wrong path, but I think the Judgment is saying to leave that behind, is to say that it's inevitable, it's going to happen, but it's time for you now to rest on that, to work out exactly how fast you want to get there, because it's yours anyway. It's not being taken away from you. So it doesn't really matter the length of time it takes, because it will always be there for you. It'll always lead you there, whichever path you take. But it's the time that's going to take you. And what you want to learn on the way. Do you want to just rush into it? Or do you want to take your time with it and really enjoy it, savour it, and learn whatever you can along the way to achieving it. So it's about time too. It's about how long it's going to take you. And judgment is saying it's there. Death's card is saying changing something in your present life here at the moment may make the path easier, but you don't know what that is until you quieten your mind and allow yourself to rest, to know deep in your heart that it's going to be yours, but allow yourself to still your mind, body and soul and just accept what is at the moment as you work towards what it is that you want, because you're at the moment you're not quite looking in the right place. I think perhaps you're looking in the wrong direction, just slightly, because those 3 paths are there waiting for you. Maybe you found a 4th path or a 5th path, and you're taking that instead, when you need to backtrack a little bit and see the true paths in front of you. I know that doesn't give you much choice, does it? Well, it does give you a choice, but it doesn't give you much of an answer. But at the moment, you're looking in the wrong place. You're looking at the wrong path, because it's certainly going to take you way, way out of your direction. So it's probably the 4th path. Does that make sense? And why just going around in circles? It may feel like that for you too. At the moment, you may be going around in circles. If you feel like you're going around the circles, then look elsewhere. If you feel as though everything that you're doing at the moment towards this is just taking you way out of your comfort zone, or just not going anywhere, then it's definitely saying look elsewhere. If you try something and it doesn't work, look elsewhere, because just something very important is there waiting for you. Does that make sense for you today? I hope so. I hope I didn't just go around and around in circles. So thank you very much. Okay then. So thank you everyone for joining me today. And Snowflake, there he is. He's having a bit of a stare out the window. He does staring out this window because you can see all the birds across the way there. So thank you. I hope that was an interesting Friday the 13th reading for you. And the cats here gave you the answer that you seek. So thank you very much. And until next time, so many blessings.